Yes, bitches! Chocolate vanilla swirl with cookie crunch, please.
Yes. Oh my God. You guys, I am so excited because finally I made a big investment in myself and got me a ring light. I'm so excited because if anybody who knows or if you don't know, doing these videos you need lighting, and the ones that I was using before, the setup was so hard, it was so tough, and I had to just do all this setup that I needed a break before I even started the video. So I was so glad that I was able to finally save up enough to get this one little light, and I can just pop my camera on and just turn it on and go, you know, start my video. So so excited. Thank you for tuning in to today's video. As you already saw the title, it says that I became a beauty guru. What that means is, in honor of me buying and purchasing my ring light, I decided to do a makeup tutorial or makeup challenge. On my Instagram, I asked people, did they want to see me do a natural grooming, kind of like cleaning up my you know, scars or any acne, just kind of like a natural men's look, or did they want to see like full beat mascara, lashes, and contour and all that type of stuff? And of course, the latter one. People voted and they wanted to see the full makeup look. In honor of my ring light, I'm going to do the full makeup look. I've actually done makeup before. I'll tell you a little backstory of how I got into it. Out here, I do a lot of photography, more creative directing, like editorial shots. And I started working with a team where I do photography, but I work with a guy who knows a little bit more than I do with the technique of the camera. I do a lot of editing, and I do a lot of like creating what the photo shoot is gonna look like, how it's styled, and you know, I just kind of have the whole vision. And then I have a person who does hair. I have another girl, she sometimes acts as the model, and sometimes she does styling. She helps me find clothes as well, and I kind of come around with the whole location, how it's gonna look, at what time, and then kind of pop on like what type of earrings and belts and etc. When we did our first shoot, we didn't have a makeup artist, and the two ladies, they didn't know how to do like full makeup. So when we were reaching out to people, they were charging like so much, and then some of the stuff that I saw I just didn't really care for. So I in my free time, I just enjoy looking at YouTube videos and looking at how makeup is done. So some of the people that I kind of was looking at the time, and still now, is Jackie Aina and Aaliyah J. Those were like my two go-tos for, like, you know, black skin and what type, because I didn't know anything about anything. Prior to looking at videos, I have a friend, shout outs to her, she's doing her thing, she's doing like amazing things in Atlanta. Her name is Victoria Joubert, and she has her own company, the Vavoom Factory. So shout out to her and her company. If you're in Atlanta and you need your makeup done for anything, she is like somebody to go to. I did a documentary a long time ago and I spotlighted her. She was the makeup artist. It was a fashion documentary.
I think fashion is a real profession, if you ask me. But I mean, it's a lot of work going into being in fashion. You have to work hard. It's not always about what you know, sometimes it's who you know. So it goes into a lot of networking. Yeah, it may not take a lot of book smart, but a lot of people wish they had the creativity that I have. So I think that I've always been the black sheep, you might want to say. So I'm always different than anybody else I may come in contact with. I think that most of the time when you want to be a doctor or a lawyer, sometimes they get kind of cookie cutter, and fashion is really, you're a different person every day.
And I remember she had did somebody's makeup on camera, and I was the camera guy, and I sat there and recorded the whole thing and did not realize it took so long. And I was so tired. I was thinking to myself, like, I could never do that. So it was like really an art to it. I'm just like amazed at the fact that how long it took, and it looked really pretty at the end, but Jesus. So that was back in like 2010, 11, maybe 12, around that time. So fast forward to 2018, actually 2017 was our first photo shoot with the team that I'm working with, and I was like just looking at all these videos. I would be at work at my previous job looking at all these videos, and I was just like, I think I can do that. You know, they kind of broke it down, saying like what goes where and things like that. And then you also kind of just like look towards your face structure, because every makeup tutorial that you see works for them and may not work for you. So I was so excited to I was nervous actually the first time, because I was like, we don't have a makeup artist. I don't know what to do. And I'm just like, this vision has to come to fruition, so I'm gonna try it. So I did a couple of looks, and I've been doing some looks on some people. You know, I just kind of like get my friends in practice, get my mom, my sister, anything, like anyone who would sit long enough or who would allow me to do their makeup. So I figured, you know, we still haven't found anybody, and I'm doing all right, you know, so I just kind of kept with it. And so yeah, we're gonna go ahead and get into this look. So I'm gonna need my liquid courage, and then I'm gonna also need the Vavoom Factory energy, so I can make sure I get this face right and together. I'm gonna zoom in and continue to watch this video for the final look. Look what I can do, y'all. Like, I can warm me up, and then I can just kind of brighten myself. I'm not gonna try to look too bright. Like, I don't want to be too greasy. The next thing I want to invest in is kind of like a monitor, because I keep looking at the, you know, camera flip out screen, and it's so far away. I kind of need to look a little bit closer. What I'm gonna do, I'm kind of like crazy. I know a lot of people start with the face, and what I like to do is start off with the eyes. It takes me the longest, so I'm gonna start off with the eyes, go with the face, and then end up going back in with the eyes just to like finish up and touch up. So have my handy dandy mirror, and let's go in. So first what I'm doing is brushing up the hairs, and then when I get like middle of the way, just kind of like brush it sideways. This is a e.l.f. I don't know, brow pencil. So on one side it has a spoolie, and then the other side is like the part where you fill in. There you go. After I finish brushing it in, I'm just gonna fill it in. And I like to keep my eyebrows full. The model Cara Delevingne, she kind of just sparked this whole wave when she came into the modeling scene, and everybody wanted those full brows. I remember a long time ago, like the look was like those really thin ones, but now the fuller the better. So I like to keep mine full. I also get mine threaded, and I always tell the lady, like, I got sheer eyebrows, so don't cut too much off. I just want to keep them, just clean them up and keep them full. Now some of this stuff might be out of order, but we gonna make it do what it do. I got this brush set, like this kit, and some of the brushes didn't come with it, so I'll definitely read those out. But this one came from Groupon, and it's just one of those brush kits that I just needed. And then I got a couple of other ones that I'll call out. But this brush here, with the little, it's an angle brush here. What I do is take some concealer on it. All right. Take this concealer, and then I'm going to just go right underneath where I want the brows to, where they stop at, so I can kind of like cut them out, and you can kind of see, you know, kind of see the arch. And it doesn't matter how, I guess, perfect it is because you're gonna blend it out anyways. See that? Boom. So I'm gonna take some more concealer and do the other side. So once you have it all, you know, mapped out, that's where you can go in and fill in the rest, and you can make it as light or as dark as you want it. And I like it full, so I'm gonna try to go in kind of dark, but it's to your, you know, preference, whatever you choose. In the front, I kind of like them have them more sparse, and then as I get to the middle is when I want to fill in. So now once you fill them in, what you want to do is take a sponge. I take a sponge and I just blend the contour down on my lid and then out on my forehead. This is a Morphe sponge. It's funny because like when I do everybody else's makeup, it's like not as hard, but doing your own is a little bit harder for me, I guess. Like I never done this on myself. As much as I practice, I've never done it on myself. Alright. One is blended. Boom. And then we're gonna do the other side. Alright. So that's about as blended as we need it to be. And of course, like if I needed it darker, you know, I could just go back in. This is brown, so it's not gonna show up true black. You know, you kind of already have it down, so you can just kind of like draw in some more if you want it a little bit darker. But I'm kind of satisfied with how this looks, and I don't want to mess anything up. So we're gonna move on. The next thing I like to do is focus on the eyes. Everyone's eyes is different. Mine's is a little bit like when I close my eyes, you can see everything, but when I open them, it kind of like folds in. So you just kind of have to worry about like your eye shape. But what I like to do is cover my eyes with concealer. I like to open my eyes, so like I don't want to go too, I like to just do this part here and then the entire lid here. So I'm just gonna do all of this, and I'm just gonna take it out, do a couple of strokes. And this is this concealer is the LA Girl Pro Concealer from the Beauty Supply. Go back in with my sponge and blend that out. Now that I have this down, what I want to do is focus on the eyeshadow. So I'm going to take this Smashbox eyeshadow palette. It's in a Blaze eye palette. And to be honest, y'all, this eyeshadow palette has saved my life. Like, some of the videos that I've seen from like Jackie Aina and other beauty gurus on YouTube, when they say pigmented and all that stuff and they be making those swatches, I'm just kind of like looking because it's like, okay, I'm just like paying attention because you're saying it. And then when I actually was like working with a couple of palettes in the past before this one came about, I'm like, dang, that's like a real struggle for like people with darker skin. Sometimes like the eyeshadows are very, they don't show up. It's very sheer, or it's just like it does not work for our skin. But this palette, when I say like, shout out to Smashbox with this one, I love it. Like it really works. Normally when I do looks, I just kind of look at it and see what goes together. I don't have anything in mind planned, so I just kind of like go in and see like what works. What I'm gonna do first is lay down a color that matches my skin. So I'm gonna take this brown shade, and it is Siesta. Oh wait, is it Siesta? That looked like more like a siesta. So maybe this is like backwards. Okay, we're just gonna go like literally from this color here, this color here. So if I'm reading it wrong, let me know if I got it backwards, but just do the opposite. So I'm just gonna call this one Siesta, but it looks like a Dark Horse. The other side, like this crease brush is from e.l.f. and it got a little product on it. So I ain't really washed my stuff yet. And I'm gonna take this Morphe continuous setting spray by Morphe. I'm just gonna wet the brush. This palette though, I will say that you really don't need to wet it, and it doesn't really intensify because it's that good. Just dab into it and then go into my crease. This one you can go in it dry or wet and it will get the job done.
That's what she said.
Next, using that same brush and going back into the same palette, I'm going to use the color Throwback, which is like a kind of like a pink, like maroon color. Y'all see how that come, like, you see how it come on? It's like, thank you Smashbox. And I think what I want to do is kind of just put this on the outer corner. So I'm just gonna like leave it right here, and I may take it up like to the corner of the brow. So it's just gonna be right here and going up right there, just on the outside. And then just kind of like sweep it to like kind of let it blend. So it's kind of like a mock cat eye. And then do it the other side. And then just sweep it. Once you pat it on like that, just to make sure it's on there, you kind of want to sweep it so it'll blend in. So just make sure it's blended. That's what I've learned from Kiki. You remember Kiki's tutorial?
Oh, I got green. I got green. And then you blend it in. Then you blend it in with a little green.
And you blend it in. And you blend it in. Alright, and just keep that on the outer corners. Boom. Now, it's going in still with the same brush because I want everything to blend. I want to focus on the lid and I want that to shimmer. So we're going to take Relaxed, which is like this gold kind of shade here. And I'm just going to tap that. I want to wet it again just so it can be kind of intense. The shimmer will show up. All right here. And then I want to go back in with Throwback, which is that pink color. And then right when they meet, I just want to blend them right there. So it kind of transitions. And then last, what I'm going to do is take this orange, like kind of like a, I don't know what you would call this color here, but it is Nirvana. Which is like a, I don't know, it's like a burnt orange, brown. And I want to bring it on the inside. Okay, this is not working, so I'm gonna switch brushes because it's probably past due. A real guru would know to switch the brush. So I'm gonna take this brush here. It's a blending eye brush. Wow, I would have needed this a long time ago. Just take it. I want to also bring this over, and then I'm also trying to like merge all these together. So I have like the brown, that brown here. I have the pink on the outside, the shimmer on the inside, and then that matted burnt orange to kind of blend like with this brown, and also on this to transition with the shimmer is what I'm trying to go for. So like really with these with the eyeshadow, I kind of just mix and play with it to see if it works or not. And then if it don't, you know, you can always kind of just add something over it, or like take it off and not necessarily start over. I don't really start over. I just kind of just find other colors to see how, you know, how well do they go. Also too, what I typically do is to see like with my photo shoots, I already know what the outfit's gonna look like, so I kind of like plan the makeup look with it. I don't go, I think that's old school. Like say if you have like a green dress and green eyeshadow, like that's too matchy. So I just kind of like see what other colors complement what they're wearing or what I chose. So you know, just because I'm just sitting here filming this, of course I don't go out in makeup. I just do it for the photo shoots. Eventually I would like to like have somebody on the team that does it, that could work with us, but until then I actually kind of enjoy it. Sometimes it does take a long time, and I'm just like, sometimes I'm just not that patient. But I also don't trust a lot of people doing, like, if I know that you know what I need or what I want, or based off of the looks, you know that you can kind of like carry it on your own, then you know I'll trust you to do the makeup. But until then, I'll just keep doing it. I'm just gonna go back in, and I want to do is keep this still kind of like brown, and I really don't, you know, other than highlighting the brow bone, that's the only thing I do. So I just want to keep this very like neutral looking. So I'm gonna go back in with Siesta. I swear this is Dark Horse. And then this shimmer shade is Siesta, because like it makes sense. But then I'm gonna go back in, and right here I'm just gonna keep this brown. I feel like I can do some more, but for the sake of this video we're gonna move on. I'm gonna actually take this, I'm gonna go back into this brown shade here and dip in with this e.l.f. smudge brush. I'm gonna smudge this out all the way underneath. Then I'm gonna take this color here next to Nirvana. It's another shimmer shade, and then I'm going to go in at the very middle and tap that in. And then I'm gonna like mix it with Dark Horse / Siesta. Boom. So that's what all I'm gonna do right now. Like I said, I'm gonna go and I did this, do the face, and then I'm gonna finish back up with the eyes. So let's go into the face. This is the Perfecting White Charcoal Mattifying Treatment Primer by Boscia. I'm gonna take that. And I did a review over this one and the Pore Filler Professional by Benefit Cosmetics. So just because it gets very dry here and it's really hot, and you know, you can easily sweat, so like this is very mattifying. That's why I like it. I like them both, but I tend to use this one a lot just because it's just, you know, it's, I think personally, if you're oily and you're in like a very hot state or city, to use like a mattifying primer versus the other, you know, something else. And I'm also gonna bring it down my neck. I should have shaved for this video. The next step is I use this color corrector, and it's by Lancome. I don't have the bottle, I just have this sample that Sephora gave me. I went into Sephora and I asked them what was my undertone. They have this like device to tell you what your undertone is. Mine is red, so this one is kind of like a a substitute for like if your undertone is orange, so you can use this one as well. And basically what you do is put it like on like spots of your face that has like scars, to where like if you have a sheer foundation or a medium, or you know, anything, it could either be full coverage as well, but like it won't show as much. So you just kind of want to like, I could use this on some of the models I've done makeup on. So I just kind of take like a back of a spoolie, and I just go over little spots that may show through my makeup. You just kind of like want to put it in your like more problematic areas. Some people put it like over their whole beard or like over different little spots, but I just kind of like dab it around in areas, because thank God my scars and acne and all that stuff is kind of like going away, so I don't have that problem as much as I used to. The bottle, it actually kind of looks like this, and then you can just squeeze it out, and then once you have it on, you just blend it out to where it kind of like spreads, which I will show you right now. So now I'm gonna take an actual beauty blender and blend out the color corrector. So as you can see, like a little bit goes a long way. So you don't need a lot, and it will last you a long time. So if you, it is a step that a lot of people don't do, but I guarantee that if you buy it, it's an I want to say it's gonna be an investment, because the one that I got is from Lancome. They do have other ones from like the Beauty Supply, which is probably like $3 or $4, but you know, this was just this sample. Like you can see there's literally nothing inside of it, and then it blended out like this. So literally you will be happy with, you know, buying it and color correcting and doing all that. So now the next thing I'm going to do is go in with foundation, and what I have is the Fenty Beauty foundation in the shade 440. And then what I also like to do, I like to just warm it up, shake it up, so make sure it's like not, because it's been sitting, and I just want to make sure that it blends out well. So I just shake it up a little bit. And then what I also do is use my Cover FX enhancement drops, and I also shake that as well. And I do a little bit on my hand. I do a lot of bit on my hand. About like that much is good. Take my foundation, about 4 pumps. The same thing I color corrected in, which is fine because it's not going to show. And I just mix that all together in my foundation. Mix the enhancement drops in my foundation, so it kind of like brightens up my face underneath. And then I'll take my beauty blender and just make sure that it doesn't run, and just blend my face out. So I remember the first time I put on makeup, I was doing a photo shoot in Atlanta, and the photographer, it was my first time actually doing like a professional photo shoot. And so I was asking, I was just kind of like talking to the photographer, and he was like, typically what he likes to do with the guys is for them to go to like the counter at like the mall and just get like a base done, which is like a foundation only. And I was like, I had never got that done before, so I was like really nervous. And my friend I mentioned, Victoria, she worked at a counter, and so I was like, hey, you know, I'm doing this photo shoot, and the guy wants me to come and get like a base done, so like I never done it before, could you do it for me? And she was like, yeah, I'll be at work at this time. You know, she asked me like, when is the photo shoot, or I told her when it was, and she was like, yeah, I work that time, so just come at this time. And back then, like, I did not have a skincare routine. I was just straight up use cold water and then alcohol, because I had a friend who would wash his face in alcohol, and he had the perfect skin. And so he was like, that's all I do. So I started doing it like by any means necessary. I wanted clear skin. I just wanted to see like what worked. And it just was not working. I was like, this shit hurt. It just like is drying and it's just not working for me. I did that in the morning, and like when I got there I was like super dry face. Like I didn't even put in on lotion because I wanted to be like a blank canvas for her. It was her, like an older lady that worked with her, and she saw me come in, but she didn't say nothing. She didn't speak to me. She was just like looking, you know, whatever. And so my friend, she sprayed like some mist. Like I didn't have no clue what I was doing, and she sprayed this mist on me, and it just like it helped my face so much because it was so dry. And after she got done, like it was like really minimal stuff that she done, and I think that was her first face that she done as a male. I look refreshed and like younger, and the lady was like, now you look like somebody, like, and I like low key I did though. I wasn't even mad at her because she knew. She was like, I saw you when you came up here, you look real dry and crusty or whatever. And I was just like, you know, it was early in the morning, but that was no excuse. When she had like finished, I just looked like a whole new person. And this is the picture that came out. I love this picture. Anytime I show this picture, they was like, this is like the best you've ever looked, which I'm like, okay, I've had better moments. Like you know, it was a good photo shoot, but you know, like I did like how I looked. I just can't wait to like work with my friend like on a larger scheme and, you know, larger scale. Just, you know, we were young, and now that we're kind of like doing stuff, it's like I'm ready for us to do more. Okay, so I'm gonna let this dry in. I know it kind of looks like orange. It also is, you know, like when the seasons change, your foundation that you may have like in the summertime like may be different from like the winter time because it's colder and you're not like getting as much sun. I can't remember when I bought this, to be honest, and I don't know why it looks like this. I'm hoping that once it dries down, it looks a little bit more like my skin tone. So I'm just gonna keep moving on and pray to the makeup gods that everything works out. Going back with that LA Girl Pro Concealer, I'm gonna go ahead and make this little diagram on my face. I'm gonna go underneath my eyes. That, and I'm gonna drag it to about right there. I'm gonna make just one strip down my nose. I'm gonna make this little arrows in the center of my forehead, so anywhere that light hits the face is where you want to conceal. And then if I didn't have this right here, I would put some right here. Let's go ahead and do it. And then put some right here. Like it would be normally right here, but you know, I got a whole goatee. And then you kind of just want to like drag that so it'll blend and connect. This ain't. I gotta say, blending is the most tiring thing. You just want to blend that right here in the center where the light's gonna hit. I couldn't imagine like doing this every single day. Like, it seems like a lot. Hey. Boom. We are low-key kind of blended. Sorta, kinda. Sorta, kinda, sorta. I feel like these lights are like really making me look different, because like it doesn't look in real life, like in this mirror, I don't look as crazy as I do. So I'm trying to fix that. Ooh. Ooh, 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 yes. Boom. It's about as blended as we're gonna get, as much as I want to do right now. So then, to stop from creasing, we're gonna use this Ben Nye powder, and in the color, it's a banana. translucent powder. And basically that stops from like when you like laughing and making all these motions with your, you know, all the face muscles. It keeps from like creasing or making your makeup break and all peeling and all that stuff. And on the flat side, just go underneath the eye and press everywhere that you put concealer. And it's important that you just relax your face, because you don't want to crease up when you're doing this part, because then you'll be setting a crease. And I kind of hate this part too. You gotta, you know, ladies or whoever who's doing makeup, you want to do it in like a shirt that you really don't care about, because this loose powder will get everywhere. So boom, now you look like a cheetah. You can keep this on as long as you want to. I kind of typically brush it off once I finish doing my contour. I'm gonna take this contour brush by e.l.f. and then I have this contour palette, contour and conceal palette, and it's by BH Cosmetics. It's a little messed up, but it does the job. So I'm gonna take, I don't like to do the dark shades, I just take like these kind of lighter shades here. And what you can do is like go, it's like a dark line right here, or you can like do your face like that, depending on how beat, you know, we going for beat, so we gonna do that. And you just want to go into that line that you sucking in. So and start from your ear. So I might need to do that. Sometimes like when I use the dark shade and I don't blend out good enough, it just makes this like boo-boo streak on my face, and I don't like that. So I'm just gonna do that. I like to just dip into all the dark brown shade. I went ahead and took off all the powder, and you don't have to drag it all the way down. You can start right here. Okay, so then what you want to do is blend up. Blend that contour up. And then I also have another e.l.f. brush. It's a contour brush that looks like this. It's at an angle. And I dip into the same colors and just kind of blend the edges down right here. So make your forehead look small. And then the last thing I want to do is to create a jawline, so you can just darken up. I just take the dark one only and go down my neck. And then I can also kind of go over this line to make it less harsh. And then you want to go back to this brush here and just kind of go down your nose to like, I just kind of like lightly tap, starting at the eyebrow and going down. And just kind of like sweeping it down this way to make the nose look thinner. And to like kind of veil that, I just kind of grab it like here and just the way, so it won't look so harsh and have those harsh lines. So for blush, I have this NARS little compact, and this is pretty cool. It's called, this one is in the shade Orgasm. What I like about it is that it kind of gives like a pearl finish. So what I do is take this brush here. This is another e.l.f. brush. It kind of looks like the contour, but I don't know. I use this for contour. This is for blush. And I wet it because it works way better when you wet it. Just kind of do like that. Tap in here. I kind of drag it on top of the contour. It's almost like another highlighter, really. But I kind of just, I don't put too much blush on there because I don't want it to, I just want it to, you know, have some color. And then another good trick is, even though I have eyeshadow, just kind of like put it right here. Alright, so that's blush. And then you want to highlight. So what I have for highlighter is the Fenty Beauty highlight. Oh shit. And this is in the color Ginger Binge and Moscow Mule. So what I'm gonna do is take this fan brush and kind of go between both of them and just highlight. And then I'm also gonna like take my hand, my finger, just kind of go between both of them. Dot my nose right there. And I also like to dot right here and just kind of go down lightly, like brush down lightly. And then take the fan brush and just sweep right down my nose to highlight the nose. I'm really not a big fan of highlighting the top of my brow, but if we're going for full beat, that's what we kind of, you know, girls typically do. So I'm just gonna go in and just kind of highlight. And then lastly, I'm gonna highlight the brow bone. So I'm gonna get another brush. I'll use this one here and just highlight right underneath where the arch is. So now we gotta do lashes. So first I'm gonna use this Better Than Sex Too Faced mascara. I'm going to use these 3D mink lashes, and I ordered them from Wish, the app. They came literally a month later, so I just been holding on to them. Okay, I am almost done. Now that my lashes are on, I forgot a step, but I'm going to powder the rest of my face. I powdered the concealer, and now I'm going to use this Urban Decay Naked Skin, which I don't think they make anymore, to powder the rest of my face. For anybody who's going out or whatever, and you're sweating and you don't crease up, you can put this on and it will last longer. And then to make your jawline stand out, you can use the pressed powder and put it right underneath. So like this way, like this is my contour. I'm put it right in this little mid section right there. And this doesn't have to last long. You don't have to keep this on long. Now I need a lipstick. I'm going to use Rihanna's the Fenty Beauty, these little small ones, the Matte Moselle and Griselda. This is kind of what it looks like. Let me do my first swatch. So it's really dark, and I'm gonna line my lips first with a NYX matte lip liner, and it needs to be sharpened. Now I'm gonna wipe all this powder away. I swear, this is the first time I've ever had lashes on, and it's so weird. It's like a hood is on my eye or something like that. It's so weird. Now that the excess powder is away, you can kind of see my contour a little bit better. My lip is on, so the last thing I gotta do is set this face in place. So I'm going to double set. So the first one is like a dewy spray, which is the Morphe continuous setting spray. And now I'm gonna lastly set my face with the NYX matte finish mini matte. It's a matte. I necessarily don't like a dewy finish. I like a matte finish, so I'm not looking as shiny. So this is the final look. What do you think? So I got everything right. So thank you guys for tuning in to this, to watching me transform myself into this. I gotta say, I have to hand out and just give a big kudos and hats off to all the beauty gurus on YouTube out there, because this is a lot. My fingertips are just full of makeup. There's like makeup and brushes and product everywhere. This literally took hours for me. I'm not gonna lie. With my memory card being full and me having to recharge my battery and all this stuff, and to get glam, and I'm about to pull this off. I'm pretty sure sometimes y'all just review the products that y'all get and do a full face and wash your face too. So this was pretty fun. I'm not gonna lie, it was challenging, and that's what I wanted to do, was challenge myself. And I'm glad that I was able to do this for a little bit. So I promise you, back to my regularly scheduled programming. You're gonna get more skincare reviews and videos. I'm just happy again that I was able to buy this light, and I just wanted to do something special for it. So I will see you guys and you girls and guys on the next video. Back to regular face and seeing what's out there on the market to help our skin, and going back on this journey. If you did like this video, please give me a thumbs up, please share it and subscribe and comment. I am here for all the comments. So I will see you on the next one. Goodbye.